Welcome to TradingIndia.com. This is Jonas Reporters for the 16th. We had the President's holiday. Market still went up in pre-hours. We're fading off just a little bit, but still set new highs, so continuation of that mode. We're just softly cruising here. I mean, this is like really very weak short activity from a spike standpoint. Short-term buyers had lifted this pretty much into the mini breakout mode, and we've maintained the rising shakeout, now higher histogram than previous. So that was the biggest concern, is that you'd end up with a lower histogram, still have to take out this previous peak. But if it does, it's congruent and therefore in line. Likewise, same thing on the NASDAQ, looking at it from that perspective, as well as you can see that the power mode too, just holding right above that Azure line above 13. Keeps it pretty consistent, so we just wait for a trigger. Now you get a little softness from an NQ standpoint, so maybe it gets a little bit weaker, but you got rising red, and I always look for these pivots. In this case, it's a very small one right here, but when you take out the peak of it, so the current reading is minus 299 and minus 420 was the previous peak. And then even going back to this one, minus 3, so kind of eclipsed both of those, which is congruent as well for continuation. Euro, right at this upper middle range in the 120s. Again, this is that talk of the U.S. continuing to devalue, where the European Union is not going to be anywhere close to that. Lack of inflation broadly, though you are going to start to see some energy price increases, and that should have an impact when that starts to take place. But what you're really seeing is the activities move to Bitcoin, and that's why you actually topped 50K a little bit earlier. It was 50,520. So that's the relative significance of cryptocurrencies making their move. So far in the post-market, we're just talking about those positive extremes that we had from before. And they continue to linger right there. So that's what we're most likely looking at from a fill standpoint. When the day opened up, we started with the new set of them, which was beating right there of 47 range. And we got within 3 ticks of that one already, and we're in a DOC spread for that. So looks like it's going to fill that one like that. You would need to see this magenta rise up to get a deeper decline. But certainly we could mark any of the, in fact, I'm just going to mark it while we're here, because it's enough spacing between the others. But this entire run, and I would expect it all gets filled back in at some point, simply because it happened during a holiday session type situation. That doesn't mean it's going to happen today, but obviously the readings will give us that clue, and certainly on the 50K we'd be able to get an advanced warning on it. As always though, anything relevant I will put it on the Skype chat. Trade well.